Hey guys, it's Friday. It feels like Saturday to me, you know why? It feels like I should have turned my music down. Can you hold on? Sorry. I also got my towel because there's sweat pouring in my eyes. So, oh shit, sorry. I just finished today's workout, which is Miami, which is where I plan on going soon. Which those of you that have been paying attention, by the way, can't see my hair, but oh dear, so crooked and messy. Not that it matters in here, but I just thought I'd give you the full picture, since you might not be able to tell what the hell's going on up there. Let's see, let me address what's going on up here. Is that right? It's a little better. It's a little bit more balanced. Let me address some of you that have left comments recently. Strange noises, but then again, I hear strange noises here all the time. If you've been watching my videos for a while and reading my blog for a while, you know that Miami is my favorite place in the country, followed probably by Lake Tahoe, and Phoenix, Seattle for only a visit. Who was I just talking to? Oh, my lunch meeting on Wednesday. It was with a guy who lives in Seattle. He's like, it really does rain all the time. And I'm like, it's funny, because whenever I've been there, it's always been sunny. But maybe it's just my sunny personality. That's so a joke that my mother would say, but I can't help it. Anyway, Carl and Rotary and Henry and Mr. Flo. I believe I've gotten some comments that, number one, haven't done a sweaty post-workout vlog in a while. That's inaccurate if you look at my history. Secondly, I haven't been flexing. Inaccurate. Inaccurate. And that's not just today. I'm just throwing that in there because you brought it up. But anyway, so yes, I'm doing post-workout vlogs as much as I can. It's part of my Fitfluential proof. Miami was today, so is this my second full week of doing Valerie's Bikini Body Express workout. And a couple of things. Each time I do a circuit, or you know, the whole workout, I'm able to do more. And I am like Martin and Cheryl. Yes, I'm focusing on two things. I'm focusing on how I can see my body changing as far as losing the weight I want to lose and building the muscle I want to build more. But I'm also focusing on, well, wait a second. First part is how you look. Second part is what you're accomplishing. So yeah, I'm paying attention specifically. You know, I told you guys when Val was first evaluating me out in LA, she's like, your core is really weak. And I was like, so I'm really focusing on all of the core moves, paying attention. Like if I'm doing this certain plank with the Val slides, my God, I never had any idea how creative Val could get with the Val slides. There's like 8 trillion things you could do for your legs and your core and your butt. Some sick individuals out there. Valerie, you know I love you, but I did call you a bitch quite often in this workout. Fondly, of course, you know, trainer-client kind of a thing. But so I'm noticing like that I can hold it longer. When I first did this, there were many times when I was doing the core moves that I'd have to, you know, I'd start to feel my back sink in if it was that kind of a move. And I have to stop and I would count. I'd go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'd count for 5 or 10 seconds and then start again. So each time I'm either not having to stop, or maybe instead of stopping for 10 seconds in between, I'm stopping for 5, or instead of stopping, say there were 10 reps. Instead of doing 5 reps, stopping for 5 seconds and then doing 5 more, maybe I'm doing 7 or 8 reps, stopping for 3 seconds. You see what I'm saying? You do a little bit more, a little bit better each time. And I'm actually moving through the circuits more rapidly. One of the things when I bought Valerie's earlier workouts, Red Carpet Ready and Action Hero Babe, I was doing them and I showed her this when we were out there. I said I was moving a lot slower. Actually, red carpet ready is when I was moving slower through the circuits, like each move, kind of concentrating on, you know, because I think that's what you think. If you've worked with a trainer, you're always thinking about correct form. And so, you know, we know that incorrect form at the gym is like, if someone's doing a bicep curl, they're going like this, you know, because then it's not, you know, you're not focusing on like the curl. So I think those of us that have been using weights for a while, your tendency, my tendency, is to, instead of doing something fast, that's why like when I first saw CrossFit videos, and the people were doing the lunges really fast and the pull-ups really fast, I was like, is that wrong? That's just like, that was my question. So when I was first doing Val's Red Carpet Ready workout a couple years ago, I was moving much slower through it. Then when I got her Action Hero Babe workouts, which had the videos with them, and by the way, Val knows this, when I got both of those programs, Red Carpet Ready, because you might be like, why haven't you just been using those all the way through? Number one, I always like to mix things up. Number two, I got Red Carpet Ready and Action Hero Babe in the midst of those 2 years that I've been referring to lately, where I was just crazed and overtraining, and everything I got, I would, instead of following directions and do it just as planned, you know, if they say run for 30 minutes, I'd run for an hour and a half, and, you know, then wonder why I was exhausted, and I'd be so hungry, and then I'm like, should I eat, should I not eat? Should I stick with 1,200 calories or 2,500 calories? And I do all of the, yeah, I spent more time calculating my BMR and reading books and, you know, cleaning out my refrigerator and starting something over again instead of just sticking with something. All that said, Red Carpet Ready, that first workout came out with just printed materials. Second workout came out with video. When I saw Val doing the moves in the circuit, I could see that she was moving much faster through the circuit. That doesn't mean that you're not working on correct form, but you can do a Val slide reverse lunge or a side lunge fast or slow. For the purpose of the circuit, I'll let her explain it better, or more appropriately, you know, because I'm not the trainer. You obviously totally get your heart rate up. My heart rate was jacked the whole time, like high up there, sweating. I mean, the whole time I was doing this workout, I always, I will always rate a workout on how good it is by how many times I swear, and then also how many times, like, just getting up off the floor, I literally had to hang on to the counter to like help myself, because like my muscles were reaching fatigue. And then there was this one circuit at the end where there's like 3 or 4 leg moves. And I read it, I didn't pay attention to the directions, which I'm gonna highlight it for next time, but it was, instead of doing this leg, that leg, this leg, that leg, excuse me, you do all on this leg and then all on that leg. Let me tell you, just a little tweak makes such a difference in burning out your glutes. My glutes, all that to say. Here's the other thing, so it's the holiday weekend. I am going to work out as planned. I continue to feel better and better. I think this is, you know, a lot of things. I'm sticking to one thing. I'm on a roll, so I feel better about, you know, being on a roll every day. I'm seeing results. That's always a good thing. My diet, you guys, I'm not, well, let me tell you. Aunt Flo has been here yesterday and today. Whenever she's here, she likes to talk to me about, let's go out and get some Krispy Kremes or whatever. So I can't lie and say it doesn't float into my head, but compared to 4 or 5 months ago, I'm just not thinking about that. I'm not. Last night I was walking around here going, I really like something sweet, and you know what I wanted? I wanted a damn Medijewel, and I didn't have any. I'm not sitting around as I did in the past when I was going on these, I don't want to say crazy diets. I was getting great books and whatever, but I was just going to the extreme and not getting anywhere. And so I was so obsessed with what I couldn't have, you know. If it was cut out, I remember I would read so many books and they'd say, you have to cut out caffeine for a week, and I'm like, no way! And now, you guys, that's the thing. Once you've done something, you realize you can kind of cut your attachment to it. Like I said yesterday, I'm not going to tell you that I'm never going to have a Diet Coke again, but let me tell you. I just said let me tell you about 7 times, didn't I? Quitting soda or quitting diet soda for that time period, and now I'm able to have an occasional one or even a half of one. And don't get me wrong, I've had, since quitting, I think I've had a, you know, partial Diet Coke 4 times. And I've never had a whole one, maybe one. Anyway, all that to say, it's not like now I don't go and have a sip of it and go, oh my God, you know, I'm back to it. I've lessened my attachment to that. You know, I'm not as much like, oh, If I can't have all that, I gotta have Diet Coke all day. Do you see where I'm getting with it? It's my mind has changed about food. My mind has changed about everything. And I guess I'm sharing it with you because so many of you have written to me, and a lot of you are just, you haven't even started working out, and you're so intimidated by it. You're like, I couldn't go to the gym 6 days a week. Yes, you could, but why not just start with like doing something 10 minutes a day? And trust me, you can start to make a difference in your life. If you haven't done anything and you add 10 minutes a day, you know, I remember it was Corey that said it first, and you know, you put it into minutes. But I've said this before too in the past, you guys. It's kind of like with calories. It's the same thing with minutes of activity. You know, I told you that one of the things that really first got me losing weight, I've kind of lost weight over the years in different chunks, no pun intended. But one of the first things that struck me was an article in USA Today years ago. So when I was actually reading the paper version of USA Today. I was on a business trip and I was sitting in a hotel room munching on a Snackwell's cracker, you know, the little 200 calorie pack, feeling all diety, having a Diet Coke, and being hungry, of course. And I read this thing and they're like, if you have 100 calories a day, you will gain X pounds a year. I think that'd be 12 pounds. So 100 calories a day would be 700 calories a week, times 4 is 2,800 calories a month. That's just a little less than 3,500 calories. Let's say you had 150 calories, whatever. But you get the idea, 2,800 calories, 700. So let's say you even had 125 calories. You get what I'm saying. It takes 3,500 calories to gain a pound. So if you just had 100 to 150 extra calories a day without changing anything else in your life, I don't even know what a can of soda is, but I know that like one apple is 75 calories. I know that an average piece of bread is 100 calories. Probably a small latte is maybe 150 calories. You know, some very meaningless things, that even very healthy things. Say you had a serving of almonds, that's 190 calories usually. 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. Say you're sticking your finger in the jar. Don't say you haven't done it. But if you do that once a day, and you do that, well, that would be 200 calories. Add up the math. You will gain a pound every, is that a pound every year? A pound every month. And that's 12 pounds in a year, okay? And it doesn't just, you don't just gain that weight over the year, and then the year starts over and you get rid of those pounds. You've just gained 12 pounds. So say you were 120 pounds. The end of the year, you're 130 pounds. And then you go into the next year, you haven't done anything. You keep doing it, then you're gonna be 142 pounds. And you'll probably gain more weight because as you gain more weight, it gets harder to move and you're probably gonna be down, and then you keep eating because you're depressed. So it all builds. But it can be the same way with taking away food. If you just look at your diet, see what you're eating. You know, I cut out my morning coffee, not for calories, but more for what I was putting in the coffee. But you know, my morning coffee was 150 calories. Right there, I've cut out what could help me lose 12 pounds in a year. I'm hoping to get to the point where I weigh 0 pounds. Just kidding, seeing if you're paying attention. I don't know how many of you pay attention to my vlogs, but I keep talking, don't I? And then think about it with activity. You know, if you're not working out, and so many people are saying, oh, I could never do that, I don't have time. Okay, let's pretend you don't need a gym membership, you don't have any equipment, whatever. What if you just said, every day before I go to lunch in my office, I'm gonna close my door and I'm gonna do 10 minutes. I'm gonna do, and you know, maybe you don't wanna get all sweaty, so you might wanna not go to this extreme. You could do a little, you know, jumping jacks for 30 seconds. Download, this is a client of ours, BitTimer app. It's 99 cents. You got your own little bit timer that you can put on your iPhone. They'll have it for Androids for very soon. Download a bit timer and start doing minute intervals. Do wall sits, do little walking lunges, do stationary lunges. All you need is a space this big, and do 10 minutes a day. Do 5 minutes. Start with 5 minutes in your office of just, you know, sitting there and doing squats with your legs together. This is one of my favorite things. I do stationary squats with my legs together like this, then my legs apart, then plie squats, and then I start over. And then I might do plyo in between, where you have your legs in like, you know, a lunge position, jump up, jump up. You do that in your office for 5 minutes with maybe some jumping jacks, do some punches like, you know, kickboxing, whatever. You just did a nice mini sweat fest. Maybe you don't want to get sweaty. There's other things you can do where you won't get totally, so you're showing up at lunch with your colleagues like dripping sweat and smelling. You don't have to do it like that, but you get the idea. Do some activity, even if it's hovering above your chair and doing squats. There's no reason why you can't do that. If you do that 5 minutes a day, just Monday through Friday. Maybe you don't want to work out on Friday. Let's do it 5 days a week. That's 25 minutes. You've just added a 25-minute workout to your week. And if you think that adding a 25-minute workout to your week, and then you do that every week, first of all, I guarantee you, if you do it the first week, 5 minutes a day, the next week you're gonna do 10 minutes, and the next week you'll do 15, and so on and so forth. I just rambled for 15 minutes. I need to shut up. I need to get a shower, but you guys get the point. Everything counts. Don't underestimate it. And then learn from me. Have faith in the process. Have faith in the process. Stick with it. Don't give up on yourself. God, I sound like a Rocky movie right now. This is like motivationalquotes.com. I need to shut up and I need to go get my lunch. But I will talk to you guys later. And also, this is not, I don't know why I'm mentioning this, probably because it's just sitting on my counter. But you guys know one of the things, this is my last comment, I swear. One of the things that I'm doing now is I'm taking my vitamins again every day. So I'm taking a multivitamin. I'm taking, I got it at Trader Joe's. It's zinc, magnesium, and calcium supplement. Then I'm taking fish oil. I'm just going to be starting to take spirulina and bioastin, which I'll put the links up to that shortly. We're going to be doing a Twitter chat on that because they're a client of ours. I am taking the Genetics HD stuff, which is a supplement from GNC for fat burning. But a lot of what I've told you guys I'm doing is it's all about, overall health, but it's also, for me, what I'm researching and finding out about balancing hormones. My sister shared, I don't know, she must have gotten this at the store, but she shared this with me. Man, you'll love this. It's a woman's moon cycle, menstrual symptoms, eases menstrual symptoms. 100% natural. I'll give you some, it has, I can barely read right now. Fennel, ginger, cinnamon, chamomile, raspberry, anise, dong quai. Anyway, she said it really helps, and she's always had a really harsh time when Aunt Flo visits her. She beats the hell out of her. So she was saying, and trust me, I've known her all my life. That would make sense, wouldn't it? This stuff, a natural approach, a holistic approach, whatever you want to call it, makes a difference. Look into it. I'll see you later.